Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Hello.
And as always with us, Destroyer. I don't know why I introduced myself in a question. My name is Teddy Gerzon. It's like Ron Burgundy. That always drives me crazy when people speak in questions. Remember, I totally just eviscerated that one athlete we had several years ago. It's like, I hung out with this boy this weekend, and we went to the movies, and we had a good time. I was like, are you sure? What movie did you see? Are you ready for soccer season? But yeah, we got slammed with a bunch of snow this past week. Mm-hmm. Actually, since the last recording, I think we only got 4 inches, right?
I know, they said we were
but it
gonna
was
get
spread out over like 2 days, so it didn't seem so bad.
As bad as they said it might be.
And I didn't really have to shovel it at all because I employed Bobbert Himmelfarb to come by the house, so that was clutch.
It helped a lot.
Yes. Yeah, everybody loves snow until they're an adult and it becomes nothing but an inconvenience in their life. Like, unless you actually go snowboarding or skiing, snow fucking sucks.
Yeah, and even if you do go snowboarding or skiing, you're always going like somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're not doing
It's
that in,
true.
like your backyard.
Yeah, you have to shovel out your car to go somewhere else to snowboard and ski. So fuck snow.
Yeah.
And one of the snowstorms, the snow was really heavy. Really heavy,
Yeah.
right?
If you guys hear cooing,
Gotta stand out.
you have a little standoff between Titan and Swagger.
Tighten. Go lay down, please.
Titan was just gonna go grab some food, and he's like, "All right, fine. I won't eat my own food that the cats are eating."
Get laid claim.
So, yeah, we've got some snow, but things are starting to warm up and melt. It's going to be in the 40s in New York next week.
Next week's supposed to be big. Hopefully it gets rid of most of this.
That means more running for you, Des.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I'm excited for that.
Some vitamin D action.
Yeah.
You know how there's that shirt that says "I run this city"? We should make one for Destroyer. It says "I destroyed this city."
Yes.
Or just cross out this city. Like, it says I run.
Yeah, but and then the font for this city is the strike-through font.
Yeah.
I destroy. I like it. We can make that happen.
With like 4 Ys.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? A question now? Well, it's got to be at least 5
Destroy-
Ys.
No, we just
Because anything
over-enunciate.
for 1 to 3 Ys just means they're friends, right?
Oh, okay.
Remember that thing with hey? How many years ago? If a chick texts you hey and there's only 3 Ys, you're just a friend.
Wow, there's all these rules now.
There are a lot of rules.
We're
Yes.
falling behind in the game here.
Yeah, I knew once.
Understandably.
I was really fucked up when Gina first texted me and said hello. I was like, oh, I guess this is going nowhere.
Or
No, I'm
an
kidding.
okay.
You did not do that.
I know,
You're
just
such a
messing.
liar.
An okay without the AY.
That's actually because when we first met, we still had rotary phones,
Oh no,
so we
but
weren't
he
texting.
was just doing the KK thing, the KK, and that would always piss me off. I'm like, oh god.
I was like, fine, I'll send you 3Ks. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, here we are, and we're heading to the final week of February. I can't believe it's fucking happening.
Yeah.
I am personally back at Stack, training the men's and women's soccer teams and men's and women's lacrosse teams. Here at the gym, we've been adding several members each week, joining our Weekday Warrior program, but more specifically the Ultimate Weekday Warrior program, which is a hybrid coaching program consisting of not just nutrition and fitness coaching, but just giving them all the accountability and additional coaching that may be necessary.
Habits.
Yes.
Transformation.
Destroyer, how has your progress been going? I personally haven't checked your most recent in-body weigh-in.
Yeah.
But give us a little update.
It's been going pretty well. There was a week there where I went up in fat a little bit, but I'm already back down to where I was, and I think in the last week I'm up almost another pound of muscle and down like 0.2% in fat. So as long as those are both going in the same directions.
Yeah, and you're holding.
With it, yeah.
You're holding like 4% down in body fat.
Yeah.
Like it's solid. And you've literally
pretty.
Your weight has pretty much stayed the same, and all you've done is lose body fat.
Yeah.
and gain muscle.
Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with that, especially with not being able to do very limited running lately.
Yeah.
And then so hopefully in the next couple weeks with the better weather.
It's so great.
It'll only improve.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So the workout's been going well. Obviously, no jump shots taken.
It's a frozen driveway. It's at that point now where like the dog can walk on top of the snow without falling through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll probably be a little bit till I get back out.
Well, I know it's supposed to like
Shots up.
rain, possibly snow on Monday,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be like 39 degrees, so that might really start to help melt things faster.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna like, hit 48 on Wednesday,
Yeah.
so I'll be outside shirtless.
Need to get ready to be a walk-on for the Stack basketball team.
Seriously.
Yes.
Even though they're in the middle of their season, or like the tail end of it.
Yeah, but like I mean,
So just tell them I'm ready.
Yeah.
you'll
I'm
be
ready.
like the Woody Harrelson of semi-pro to Stack.
Yeah.
You know, like who did they practice against to make them great? You know, so there you go. Boom.
And Desi's right on target too, because we always want to aim for 1 to 2 pounds of lean mass every 2 to 4 weeks is really great progress. And Desi's added on over 6 pounds, I think, within the past few months. So solid.
Yas.
Not even 3 months. Been
Yeah.
11 weeks or something like that.
It works.
So we're right on point.
Yeah,
And this
it
has all
took
been
us-
done remotely, right?
Yeah.
Which
All
is
it
great.
took was some time and some protein powder. We're on
It's amazing what those things will do.
it. Yeah.
Some grubbing up.
Yeah.
Grubbing up and iron.
So,
Doses.
yeah. And I guess we'll just get into what we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things was, I mean, I've actually, so just to even give you a little background, I've pretty much taken myself off Facebook. I mean, the account's still active, but I don't check it on my phone at all, right? It actually deleted the app from my phone. Instagram has been annoying the F out of me, so rarely check that too. But I have been on Twitter a lot. Not tweeting so much, but and I never really got off Twitter, but strength and conditioning Twitterverse is very interesting. And there's several things on there that have been at the topic of discussion. Really, the top 2 things lately have been, as far as movement, Shin Angles, right? And we'll get into that today because I want to speak about Plantar Flexion and Dorsiflexion, really. So, both of those, which do have a huge effect on Shin Angles. And then the other thing, which actually I think I told you about yesterday, is more on the nutrition side, which actually blows my mind that this is really something that people are very passionate about, but it's their stance on, or really against, the Mediterranean diet. And if you don't believe me, you can just go on Twitter and search for yourself. There are a lot of people advocating for the banning of the Mediterranean diet because promoting the Mediterranean diet, in their eyes, is promoting white supremacy.
But meanwhile, the Mediterranean diet can encompass anywhere from Europe, which is like Italy, Spain, France, then over to like Lebanon and Turkey and Israel, and those countries are definitely not, if we want to talk white. I mean,
yeah, that whole topic gave me a big what the fuck are we dealing with? Like, and then someone else even made a good point of it. They're just like, all right, so the things that got people really angry about last year, whether you agreed or not, was systemic racism, right? And it's like, okay, that racism is a big deal. And now what people are going driving themselves up the wall about is whether or not a diet is fucking racist. Like, get over yourself. What the fuck? That's the most like first world thing you can complain about. Besides
doesn't make any sense.
Maybe like an extra sugar being accidentally thrown into your fucking soy latte. Like I didn't realize so many foods could hurt people's feelings. So, but here we are in 2021. We're off to a great start. Fucking ridiculous. But anyway, moving on to Shin Angles. So, it's a lot of people have been talking about Shin Angles as far as sprinting and athletic movement. And yes, it's very important. I can't argue against that. One person even made a point to say that, as important as Shin Angles are, the quickest anybody really even gets from point A to point B is how fast they can move their center of mass or center of gravity, right? So yes, that's correct too. But for people that aren't really well versed in this subject or even care so much about it, but they only really care about getting more athletic, getting faster, being able to jump higher, preventing shin splints, which is a very big deal with a lot of athletes in here because their coaches at whatever level they play at just completely run them to the ground. That's another topic though. But yeah, it's I mean, to simplify it for you guys, if you want to become a better athlete, yes, you do need to improve your shin angles, like the angle they are in reference to, in relation to the ground when you're trying to move from point A to point B, whether it's forward, backward, sideways, whatever, what have you, or even trying to jump higher, right? So the athletes that can produce the most optimal shin angles are the ones that have the better ankle mobility, right? So how am I really tying this to anything that we've preached about before? Well, several episodes ago, in a galaxy far, far away, you like that? I hate Star Wars, and I just made a Star Wars reference. Boom. So, yeah, I spoke about how Ugg boots are trash for athletes, and I'm pretty sure I even made fun of athletes that are so obsessed with their shoes, like Jordans and shit, but don't want to ever crease them, and then they wind up walking like ducks because their ankles are always locked, right? So, think about your lifestyle. Like, that'll have a huge effect on your athletic performance, right? Because if you lack proper plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, it fucks everything up the chain, right? So yeah, maybe start doing more stuff barefoot, but obviously don't neglect doing stuff in your shoes, because at the end of the day, you are going to play sports in your shoes and in your cleats. If you can avoid any type of shoe, I would say stop running in those really thick-heeled running shoes that are supposed to prevent heel pain, heel striking. Prevent heel striking by not heel striking. So, and you're doing it if you ever tried running barefoot or in minimalist shoes. It friggin' hurts, right? All those ground contacts on the heel will eventually lead to a lot of pain throughout your body. So just stop doing that. But work on your ankle mobility, right? Your calves and soles might be super tight. You might need to roll those out, stretch them out. What else do we have? Some people have it's like painful to even touch their tibialis anterior. So you want to make sure you work on that. You know, big toe mobility is huge. People often overlook that. And I would just start with that if you had to keep it simple. So that's really all I have to say on the subject of shin angles, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. But so those of you who are watching, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, right? You need good range of motion here to be able to become a great athlete. So take care of your fucking feet. Boom. Mm-hmm. What else do you have to add to that? You're the LMT. You know the body even better than I do.
I don't know. I think we look at things differently and meet in the middle sometimes, which is good. Just in regards to knee pain, hip pain, even pain carrying up the body. When we lack that big toe mobility and we lack that mobility through all layers of the foot too, because there's 3 layers of muscle in the foot, 27 bones, and multiple muscles. Working within those layers and allowing those toes to really work through their range of motion and striking through the whole foot, pulling your arch up off of the ground instead of always pronating or supinating the foot and collapsing. It makes for a healthier body, less pain in the joints, in the muscles. We get better range of motion in its entirety, I think, from the foot and the ankle up. So we need to work on those things, start just like we stretch our fingers out and our hands out. We need to do the same thing with our feet and our ankles. And we do this a lot by just even rolling out the feet, using pressure with a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. Sometimes even with, I would have clients roll out with like a cold Coke can or something like that if there's some inflammation, holding on those spots and allowing those spots to kind of melt away, and really working through each toe and allowing those toes to really drive through that range of motion, and sometimes we got to push through it. It allows for that mobility through the entire body. It always carries up the line. So when people are having those issues in their lower back and in their hips and even in their shoulders, where is it really coming from? So we have to start to diagnose that way. You know, and all these fancy shoes with these athletes, these $150 shoes, they're so quick to buy them and wear them here, which is fine. But that's why we do a lot of barefoot work, and then allow them to feel the ground and what the ground feels like under their feet, and pressing each toe into the ground, and therein then into their shoes. Because at some point they're going to be wearing their shoes when they're outside, obviously, and then they can't always be working barefoot. But being really cognizant of what the ground feels like under their feet, and creating tension through the foot and not allowing the foot to collapse. Just like we use our hands and our fingers, we wouldn't necessarily just pick something up with our pinky or our thumb. We use all 5 fingers. We want to use all 5 toes. And each toe has its purpose, just like each finger has its purpose. So,
And what was I going to add to that? Can't even remember now. Totally slipped my mind. I was thinking ahead. Anyway.
What were you thinking about? Oh.
No, I don't remember now.
Oh, sorry. Did I mess you up?
No, you didn't mess me up. There's a few other things that messed me up. Number one of them.
Brownies.
Yes, carbs. Carbs really fucked me up. I was just. I don't know why. I'm hungry right now. So. But in my own personal progress, I did drop 2% body fat last week. So.
Yeah, you gotta give some props to your own cutting. We've been in for 2 weeks now?
Yup. Actually, was it a week?
No.
2 weeks. Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
I was trying to remember the episode where I already complained about.
Within the first 24 hours, he was already complaining that he was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That was 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice. Yup.
We got a nice amount of clients that are going to start prepping for their cutting, because now it's almost spring. We got about 4 weeks, right? I think 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. As Jerry likes to say, tanks and thongs.
Tanks and thongs season.
Yep. Even though Jerry's in Florida right now.
He started early. He's getting a head start. He's on the preseason to Tanks and Thongs. So yeah, I guess another thing we want to speak about today was my newly discovered life hack.
Yes, fill them in, Teddy.
Yes, so I've been on a big brownie kick lately. Box brownie, because I'm such a culinary master here. So
you like measuring everything.
I want to make sure it comes out good.
Yep.
And then I moved on to a brownie cookie mix. And then last night I made a brownie peanut butter cookie mix. That one is the bomb diggity. But
even more importantly, how?
So here's the thing. When you make brownies, it's always just like whip out a metal or a glass 8x8 or 9x9 or 13x9 pan, and this many it'll make this many servings, and it'll be this many calories. So people are mostly like, fuck it, I'm just not even gonna count it because I'm gonna go off my diet. I shouldn't be eating these anyway, right? Well, I mean, the nutrition label's on the box. There's a barcode. You can scan it into MyFitnessPal. It'll tell you what a serving size is. All right. So usually it's like 1/16 or some sort of multiple of 4, right? So what I figured out, was I just had this great idea one day. I was like, why don't I make my brownies in a pie plate? So I made it in a pie plate, so you can always cut it into multiples of 4, right? In this case, I was able to cut them into 16ths. Now, it's not a very big piece, but with the help of some self-discipline, Burn PM has been helping with my appetite suppressing, crushing my appetite cravings. I've been able to
yelling out that you're starving so many times to me.
Yeah, I've cut that down to 3 a day. I'm pretty sure most recently.
I'm so hungry.
So yeah, I've been able to have 1, sometimes 2 pieces of that brownie stay within my macros while eating very clean for the rest of the entire day. So it's not like I'm living on fucking Pop-Tarts.
You're making the better choices. I hate that word, eating clean, so much.
No, well, like 90% of my day is very good food choices.
Yeah, you're
That's
making
what I'm getting
good choices. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wash my food. Who does that? No, but yeah.
I mean, well, that's
I've been
a whole
making
other topic in itself. So.
Very, very good food choices. I mean, to give you an idea, it was just I have my oatmeal, blueberries, and my 12 ounces of muscle egg, which you guys can get through us, muscleegg.com/overdrive. Get 10% off. Shameless plug.
Which is delicious, by
yes.
the way.
Then that's usually my breakfast. My lunch is usually whatever we have leftovers from the night before. Lately, we've been doing a lot of slow cooker stuff. So some shredded beef, shredded chicken breast, which is always super lean.
Or we do some healthy, like turkey meat nachos or something like that.
Ground turkey nachos. So still pretty quote unquote clean.
You didn't tell them that you've been using a pie plate for that as well.
Well, yeah, I make them so that you can evenly distribute it. I weigh out my nachos so I can still log that, and then I layer in the meat and the toppings: the tomato, onion, fresh jalapeno, pickled jalapeno, a little bit of salsa, and a small dollop of light sour cream. Light. And some Mexican shredded cheese, which I also weigh out. Boom, throw that shit in the toaster oven, and
I think that was our Valentine's Day.
Chef Boyardee greasy.
We made nachos.
We did.
And watched a movie.
You remember what you said to me when we were eating a nachos?
No, what did?
We're both gonna smell like onion. We're both gonna taste like onion later.
Like, thank God we're married.
The flame is still sparked in this marriage. So yeah.
Hey, these are the exciting moments that we have.
Speaking of marriage, sidebar, one of our athletes has been here for about 3 or 4 months now. Her mom approached me in the parking lot and said, "So my daughter, she's kind of special. She's kind of an airhead. I was like, okay, where are you going with this? She goes, so you're going to get a kick out of this. She came home the other night. She's like, mind you, we've been training here for 4 months. It's like, yeah. She goes, Mom, do you know Teddy and Gina are married? The girl's here 6 days, like 4 to 5 days a week. And they're like, yes. What? Why did you just think of that now? She's like, I didn't just think about it. Like, I just found out.
I mean,
nice.
It's not like we talk about it all the time, but we do have our bands on, you know. I don't know. I guess.
But I thought that was hysterical.
It was hysterical.
Anyway, pie plate. Yeah, that's 2 great ways you can
Life
use
hack.
it. Yes.
Life plate has multiple uses,
Sounds
though.
like the MVP of the cut season. Honestly.
It is. Ah, pun intended.
Yes.
Cut.
Ah, Desi. Desi made
It's
it
Destroyer
funny.
around film.
It's Destroyer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't ruin his clout.
Damn it.
But yeah, pie plate brownies. That's it's been a big life hack for me, because it does satisfy my cravings for anything like quote unquote naughty or sweet. But like obviously, calorie wise, it's like I'm not going over at all.
It's just about portioning. Like when we have our goals in mind and we set out certain habits to complete or accomplish the goal, right? Within a certain amount of time. We get to check those off the list. We still get to eat what we like to eat within reason, and meet our goals, right?
So yeah,
It's doable.
I mean that's just also proof that we do practice what we preach. There isn't a food you should fear or completely eradicate from your life because someone said bananas make you fucking fat. But just find
no
a way.
Food that you can't have. Like there's no food. That
Understand the science and the math. Find a way to make it work. That's it. And if you don't want to learn it, that's why we're here. I guess also another shameless plug. We've modified our Kickstart transformation program here for all our new members. It is now an 8-week program in which we coach you and educate you on how you can learn how to eat properly in a deficit so that you can burn fat and lose weight with very minimal stress in making the decisions on what to eat, when to eat, and how much. And we've been not trying to brag, but we've been very successful with this program.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With everybody that's just joined us, like for instance, I guess we should shout out one of them that just popped in my head, who constantly every week he weighs in, he's just like, is that good? Right?
Oh yeah.
So
Jim Shoop.
Jim Shoop, Big Game James, started with us. His first official weigh-in was January 9th. And
before he started anything, so
yeah, so we got that in before he hadn't worked out in a while. Approached us, said he just wants to start living a healthier life, right? I'm not going to get into specific weights, but I will tell, or should I just mention the weights?
I would say what his weight loss was, what his fat loss. So
the delta weight loss, right? I'm going to speak technically. No, I'm kidding. So as of February 15th, which is the most recent weigh-in, he had lost 16.4 pounds.
Yeah.
Or did I miss a weigh-in? Yeah, I didn't log one from this week. No, did I? I did.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So 16.4 pounds in the 6 weeks. He trimmed.
He lost
3% body fat. Yeah. And that translates into. So I said he lost 16 pounds of weight. Now 3%. Some of you might hear that and be like, "Oh, that's not a lot," but right. So remember, 16 overall pounds of body weight lost, and it was 13 pounds of fat mass that he lost. So he kept a decent amount of muscle while trimming mostly fat.
Well, we just want to think about when we do things right too. It's fluid loss. You know, things shrink. So like when we go through a fat loss phase too, like, you know, even your organs shrink a little bit because there's a fluid exchange, and then the fat loss and muscle gain. So these are all pluses.
Mm-hmm.
And his goal was to feel better. He wanted to be able to move better. He wanted to be out of pain. So it's not like, you know, he was saying, look, I need to lose this amount of weight. I need to get my six pack. So it wasn't necessarily like a solid, like, I need to lose 50 pounds by. He gave us very attainable goals where, okay, I want to start sleeping better. I want to start feeling better. I want to be out of pain. I want to be able to move better. Like, these are very important things.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily aesthetic, where it's like, I just want my biceps to pop and I want to be able to wear tank tops and this, that, and the other thing. But he's on his feet all day for work, too. He's an active person in a sense where he goes from back and forth, in and out, right? So he's not just sitting at a desk all day. He needs to move for his job, and he needs to be active. So he wanted to feel better. And just in general, he just wanted to start by feeling better and be out of pain. His joints, right? His joints, too. I remember him telling me, too, he wanted to feel better in his joints.
Yeah, now he's going to look fly as fuck this summer with the top down on his C5 convertible. So props to you, Jim. Give yourself a little pat on the back for all your hard work. Yeah, and that's he was only coming in 3 to 4 times a week. We kept his nutrition very simple. You actually didn't even have him start counting calories till the final week, right?
Yeah, we started with just some basic portioning.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
some
think about
guidelines
that.
as to what types of foods he would eat within those portions.
But not to really get into specifics of that. Just making the point that we help people transform their bodies in little time with minimal work, right? It's just doing the boring work every single day. We don't ask a lot out of you. We give you a very little bit for you to worry about, and we just ask you to master that. And that's it. So, yeah, again, props to Jim.
You know, he did great, by the way, and he's planning on continuing, this is just the beginning for him.
Yeah, he definitely is. He already locked in for another 8 weeks.
And I just think, you know, placing, you know, giving each person attainable goals, working within reason, and what they feel, you know, comfortable with, and allowing them to attain the goals each week, and then we might add something else in, start to fine-tune a little bit, and then we continue to take the steps forward and, you know, continue to feel more comfortable and then more confident, and then it becomes second nature, and then before you know it, you don't even realize that you're doing it because it becomes such second nature. So we can allow for more of a push, you know? Maybe throw in some extra cardiovascular work. And again, that just could be some basic walking or jogging or biking or rowing or whatever the case, you know?
And,
what? Tell me.
No, I was trying to think. I mean, yeah, he's headed down towards tanks and thong season, too. He's going to be down in Florida soon.
Yep.
But, yeah, shout out to Jim. Good job. What else do we have to add this week?
And then, well, now I think is the time that, you know, we're heading into March, so we're at the end of February, so we have that transition time from, oh shit, the snow is melting, the sun, we have longer days, the sun is starting to come up earlier, and it's starting to set later. That means the warmer weather is on its way, which means the heat will turn off at some point and the air conditioning will turn on at some point, which means we'll be outside more, which means there'll be less clothes to put on, which means, oh my God, I need to get rid of this belly fat, or I need to stop being lazy and sitting on the couch and eating Doritos and that kind of stuff. So we're getting our clients ready and our athletes ready for that quote unquote cutting phase or the shreds phase or
Mm-hmm.
that more of that now that transition again. So we're moving from winter to spring. So we have to get our bodies ready and our minds ready. How do we mentally prepare and physically prepare for that next phase? So I've been starting to work with those online members, remote members, and hybrid members, getting them ready, mentally prepared, so that we can become physically prepared for that next phase, that shreds phase.
For
Oh,
those,
go ahead.
No, you go.
But go ahead, you talk, and then I wanted to give another shout out to Cece.
Those of you who are trying to keep trying to help, that need help meeting your protein needs. You want a lean protein, it tastes great. Prestige Labs is running a promo right now. You can use the code FREE2021 and they will ship you free protein. All you gotta do is pay for the shipping, unless of course you're purchasing any other supplement really. So one easy thing to do is which a lot of people have been doing with us lately, is they start with just at least the bare minimum. So they do the fat loss stack, which is intra and burn AM, and then you add the free protein. You add the protein to the cart, throw in the code FREE2021, all caps, and boom, your protein's free. So little gift for you there. So I would suggest that everybody hop on that while they still have supplies, because I know that they've been selling through the protein really fast.
And the protein is delicious.
And you can just head over to overdrivefitnessny.com, click on Prestige Labs, and it'll take you right to prestigelabs.com with our distributor discount. So you definitely want to utilize that so you don't pay full retail. And you're welcome.
And I'll just give one last quick shout out to our friends, remote clients, to Cece and Esteban. So Cece is now how many weeks pregnant, and she's been training.
She's pregnant?
Shut up, Teddy. It's not a secret. But she's been working with me remotely because she lives, quite a distance away now. So she's doing so well. She's training 4 to 5 days a week. And they've been doing some traveling too, so the app has been working so well for them, and her husband Esteban has been doing all the workouts with her, which I think is fabulous. This baby's going to be a strong mofo.
Yes, that is faux show.
But she's been, she's working within what's appropriate for her regarding her nutrition, so we've been guiding her that way. She gets her weekly weigh-ins with me. Again, they have been traveling, so the remote coaching has been working wonderfully for them. And they get up and do their workouts regardless of where they are, in home or at a gym, at a facility. She's been giving me great feedback on her workouts. She's pushing herself. So, it doesn't matter what type of person, where you are. We work within what's appropriate for you. So she's been really making me proud as a first-time mama to be and newlywed. And it's nice to have them, even though they want to be here, I know, but they're too far to be training here with us right now. So they're doing the remote, and they're doing fabulous. I mean, and I'm pushing both of them. So she loves the workouts, and look, you get it done. You get it done, guys. So hats off to Cece and Esteban. She's going to be a sexy mama, literally and figuratively. She's already is, but she's going to be even sexier. It's great.
All right. So, shout out to Cece. Keep it up.
Oh, man. Awesome.
That's all I really have for this week. How about you?
Have to say about that.
Destroyer, any final words?
I think we got it.
All right.
Says he's going to be running with his shirt off pretty soon.
Yeah, it's time.
Destroyer.
What? Destroyer, I'm sorry. 50 calories on the bike.
Yes. And those of you that are trying to keep up with Destroyer's attire, last time or a couple episodes ago, he killed it with the NASA shirt in reference to Wall Street Bets, taking it to the moon. So today he's rocking a young Mel Brooks. So love that.
Fashion is my passion.
Awesome. So, all right, that's it for this week of Overdrive AF, and we'll catch you next week on another episode.